This talk is for 4th year all specialization students of University of Distance Education. There are altogether 6 units for semester 1. Now, I'm going to explain the points to be studied in this unit, reading and television. In this unit, you have to study reading, grammar focus, clearly, obviously, etc., vocabulary concerning a popular show, grammar focus, so that, such that, and writing a report. At the beginning of the lesson, the students are provided with the statistics of the reading preferences in the United States in 1998. Then, you are asked to answer the questions to arouse your interests. 1. What do you read most frequently? What do you like to read most? 2. Do you buy many books? What kind? What have you purchased most recently? 3. Where do you buy your books? Why? 4. Do you use a library? What for? 5. Do you subscribe to any newspapers or magazines? 6. What do you think are the most popular categories of books in your country? You can discuss these with your friends and answer these questions. Here, the answers may be different according to the individuals. Secondly, I'm going to discuss the grammar focus, certainty, clearly, obviously, and questionably. Let's certainty, apparently, reportedly, supposedly. Possibility, possibly, potentially, probably. Other attitudes, not surprisingly, predictably, and fortunately. Sentence adverbs modify a whole sentence. Most of them express the attitude of the speaker. If we want to talk about certainty, such adverbs as clearly, obviously, and questionably are used. Look at the following examples. Example: the Internet is clearly an important new means of communication. To describe that certainty, apparently, reportedly, supposedly are used, as in the sentences. Example: some companies apparently offer quality phone service over the Internet. Such adverbs as possibly, potentially, probably are used to describe possibility. Example: the Internet could possibly replace traditional long-distance telephone service. Other attitudes can be described by using not surprisingly, predictably, and fortunately. Example: progress in communication, not surprisingly, has made life more efficient. It has unfortunately made life more stressful as well. Many sentence adverbs can occur at the beginning of the sentence as well as before or after the verb be and the auxiliaries such as have or had. Clearly, obviously, apparently, supposedly, reportedly, predictably, not surprisingly, and unfortunately, all commonly appear at the beginning of a sentence. Look at the following examples. The Internet is clearly an important new means of communication. Some companies apparently offer quality phone service over the Internet. The Internet could possibly replace traditional long-distance telephone service. Progress in communication, not surprisingly, has made life more efficient. It has unfortunately made life more stressful as well. Clearly, the Internet is an important new means of communication. The Internet clearly is an important new means of communication. The Internet is clearly an important new means of communication. To sum up, sentence adverbs modify a whole sentence expressing the attitude of the speaker. For example, clearly, obviously, and unquestionably show certainty. Apparently, reportedly, and supposedly express that certainty. Possibly, potentially, and probably express possibility. We use adverbs such as not surprisingly, predictably, and fortunately to describe other attitudes. Now, you can try during the following exercises in the text on your own. Rewrite each sentence using one of the adverbs from the grammar box above. Place a sentence adverb at the beginning of at least 4 sentences. 1. Many writers claim that people nowadays rarely read serious literature. The answer is supposedly, people nowadays rarely read serious literature. 2. Publishers report that love stories are the biggest moneymakers among novels. 3. Many high school teachers claim that kids read more fiction than poems. 4. Some movie critics think that movies will eventually replace many forms of literature. 5. No one is surprised to hear that movies and TV have a bad effect on students' reading and writing skills. 6. It is obvious that reading is an important skill for using the Internet and that writing skills are essential for email communication. 7. There's a chance that frequent use of the Internet could improve people's reading and writing skills. 8. Research shows that more people are literate now than ever before. 9. There's a good chance that paper will be so expensive in the future that books will become unaffordable. 10. It is possible that electronic books will replace paper books sooner than we think. Now, I'm going to explain some vocabulary concerning popular shows. In the guidebook, the students are asked to match the 7 words with their respective meanings. 1 to 7 are the words and A to G are the definitions. I want all of you to try during it. Then you can check the answers now. Cartoon, documentary, drama series, quick show, sitcom, situation comedy, soap opera, talk show. A continuing series broadcasts in some countries as often as 5 days a week about the lives of a group of characters, often centering on their romantic lives. A program that gives biographical information about an interesting person or factual information about a subject such as history, science, nature, or a social issue. A continuing series involving the same characters, in various amusing situations. A show in which guests, sometimes celebrities or sometimes ordinary people involved in bizarre situations are interviewed informally. A series, often shown weekly and frequently, set in a hospital, police station, or law office, in which the same characters deal with frightening, emotional, or tragic situations. A film based on animated drawings, usually about a comical or adventurous situation. A program in which participants compete for money or prizes by answering questions, making guesses, performing other tasks. 1. Cartoon. It is a film based on animated drawings, usually about a comical or adventurous situation. 2. Documentary. It is a program that gives biographical information about an interesting person or factual information about a subject, such as history, science, nature, or a social issue. 3. Drama series. It is a series, often shown weekly and frequently, set in a hospital, police station, or law office, in which the same characters deal with frightening, emotional, or tragic situations. 4. Quick show. It is a program in which participants compete for money or prizes by answering questions, making guesses, performing other tasks. 5. Sitcom, situation comedy. It is a continuing series involving the same characters in various amusing situations. 6. Soap opera. It is a continuing series, broadcast in some countries as often as 5 days a week, about the lives of a group of characters, often centering on their romantic lives. 7. Talk show. It is a show in which guests, sometimes celebrities or sometimes ordinary people involved in bizarre situations, are interviewed informally. Here again, I'm going to explain you the grammar usage, so that and such that. So is spelled with that, a clause to express emphasis. So, which is a degree adverb, modifies or intensifies an adjective or adverb in the main clause. This expression is followed by a subordinated clause, that clause which expresses a surprising or remarkable effect. The meteor storm was so beautiful that we watched it all night. The meteor storm passed so quickly that it went by in 1 week. In these sentences, the meteor storm was so beautiful and the meteor storm passed so quickly are the causes, and we watched it all night and we went by in 1 week are effects. Such is part of an adjective phrase. Such determiner adjective which modifies a noun phrase. This expression is followed by a subordinated clause, that clause which expresses a surprising or remarkable effect. Such is one of the few adjectives that occurs before the article of the noun. Look at the following examples. Cause and effect. 1. It was such a beautiful meteor storm that we watched it all night. 2. It was such a quick meteor storm that it passed by in 1 week. 3. It was such an amazing sight that we will never forget it. In these sentences, the first parts before that are the causes and the second parts are the effects. Here are some more examples which will help you understand more. Example: talk shows are such popular program that almost every television network has at least one. Talk shows are so popular that almost every television network has at least one. There are so many different talk shows that it is impossible to watch them all. Let's try doing the following exercises. Rewrite these sentences using such that or so that. Make any other necessary changes. 1. Nature documentaries these days are incredibly well filmed. It is often hard to imagine how they took their shots. The answer here is nature documentaries these days are so incredibly well filmed that it is often hard to imagine how they took their shots. 2. Many TV programs show a lot of violence. People are becoming desensitized to it. The answer here is many TV programs show so much violence that people are becoming desensitized to it. 3. There are few good movies on TV these days. People are returning to movie theaters. The answer here is there are so few good movies on TV these days that people are returning to movie theaters. 4. Television news reporting is very superficial. People are forced to get in-depth information as well. The answer is television news reporting is so superficial that people are forced to get in-depth information as well. 5. Sports broadcasts attract huge audiences. TV stations can charge large amounts of advertising. The answer is sports broadcasts attract so huge audiences that TV stations can charge large amounts for advertising. Now, I'm going to move to the writing about writing a book report. In this part, you are provided with a book report, and in your book report, you must include the following points because writing a report on a novel generally answers the following questions. 1. What is the title of the book and who is the author? 2. Who are the main characters? 3. Which character did you find most interesting and why? 4. What is the story about? What is the central problem of the story and how is it resolved? 5. Did you enjoy the book? Why or why not? 6. Would you recommend this book to another student? Why or why not? Read this book report and find the answers to all of the questions in the box. Underline the answers. The Incredible Journey. Now I will read out this one. I recently read The Incredible Journey by Sheila Burnford, a book about 3 animal friends who travel across the Canadian wilderness looking for their owners. It is a fascinating story that describes some of the incredible things animals can do. When a Canadian family goes to England for a long trip, they leave their 3 pets with a friend who lives 300 miles away. Though well treated by the friend, the birds meet their family. One day, they are able to leave their friend's house and notice and begin the long journey to find their owners. The central theme of the book, a problem the animals must resolve, is how to survive life in the wilderness in order to arrive home. They never could have completed the journey alone, but they take care of one another, and all three make it and are reunited with their owners. The main characters in this book are a Siamese cat, an Old English bullterrier, and a young Labrador retriever, the leader of the group. Each animal has a distinct personality, but they care for one another almost as if they were a family. My favorite of the three was the old bullterrier. Because of his age, the journey was the most difficult for him, but amazingly, he found the strength to make it. The main characters in this book are a Siamese cat, an Old English bullterrier, and young Labrador retriever, the leader of the group. Each animal has a distinct personality, but they care for one another almost as if they were a family. My favorite of the three was the old bullterrier. Because of his age, the journey was the most difficult for him, but amazingly, he found the strength to make it. I like the book very much. The author didn't try to turn the animals into people speaking and acting like humans. Instead, she was faithful to their characters as animals and showed us their journey through animal eyes. That made the book both interesting and believable. I would recommend the book to anyone who likes animals because most of the book focuses on the animals and contains little dialogue. Because most of the book focuses on the animals and contains little dialogue, someone who is not interested in animals probably would not like the book. But I think that anyone who has ever had a pet or wanted to enjoy it. Now, on this PowerPoint slide, you can see the answers to these questions. Now you can read a novel and try writing a book report on your own. This is the end of my talk, and I would like to conclude my talk saying thank you.